The power of doing nothing, letting go to gain everything. Have you ever noticed the harder you try to hold on to something, the more it slips away? The more you try to control life, the more chaotic it becomes, like sand falling through your fingers. We grow up in a world that glorifies effort, struggle, and control. We're taught that if we just work harder, push further, and never stop trying, we'll eventually get whatever we want. But exhausting as it is, life doesn't always operate that way. Sometimes the most extraordinary things happen only when we finally let go. When we stop forcing, stop scheming, stop worrying, life somehow finds its own way. That's when we tap into a very special kind of power, the power of doing nothing. A profound and delicate art, beautifully captured by Lao Tzu in the spirit of Wu Wei, effortless action in perfect harmony with the natural flow. In this video, we'll take a step back, listen more deeply, and reflect together. Letting go isn't giving up. Letting go is opening the door to everything. What is Wu Wei? Wu Wei, the foundational philosophy in Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching, at first glance might sound like passivity, as if it's an invitation to do nothing at all. But Wu Wei is not laziness, nor is it surrendering to fate. Wu Wei means not acting against the natural flow. It is about not forcing, not struggling, and not pushing against the natural order of things. It is about doing nothing artificial, and yet nothing is left undone. Imagine a flowing stream. It doesn't try to push the mountain aside. It doesn't resist the rocks in its path. It simply bends, flows around them, and patiently continues on its way. Day after day, it is the soft, persistent water that wears down the hardest stone. Wu Wei teaches us, don't struggle. Find a softer, gentler way. Don't try to force the world to change. Change the way you move through it. When we live in the spirit of Wu Wei, we are no longer bound by ambition, fear, or the urge to control. We stop thrashing against the storms of life and instead become a small, graceful sailboat, carried effortlessly by the wind and the waves. No more frantic striving, no more fear of sinking. And then, almost magically, life itself carries us to shores more beautiful than we could have ever imagined. Why does letting go lead to success? In this universe, everything moves according to natural laws, an invisible yet powerful current. This current is energy, the energy of creation, of movement, of endless transformation. It does not require forceful intervention. It knows on its own when to begin, when to end, and when to grow. When we try to control everything through our small, limited ego, we cut ourselves off from that great current of life. The ego, filled with fear, ambition, and expectations, becomes like a boulder blocking a flowing stream. It cannot stop the water, but it creates turbulence, eddies, and chaos. When we let go, we remove those barriers. We create an open space within us, allowing the universal energy to flow freely through our lives. And in that open space, creative ideas arise effortlessly, without struggle. Opportunities appear naturally, like seeds carried by the wind. The right people, events, and circumstances quietly align, weaving together the tapestry of our lives. The universe is not working against us. On the contrary, it is always moving in support of growth, evolution, and flourishing. But only when we release our fears and our need to control can we merge back into that vast, flowing river. It is not we who make success happen. Success expresses itself through us, just as water naturally finds its way to the ocean. Letting go does not mean sitting passively and doing nothing. It means opening the heart, loosening the tight grip of the hand, and allowing the universe to do its work more perfectly than anything we could ever force or plan. Practical application: how to let go and still act in harmony with Wu Wei. Letting go does not mean giving up or letting life drift aimlessly. Letting go, in the spirit of Wu Wei, means to act, but to act without force. It means to live, but to live in tune with the natural rhythms of the universe. So how do we practice this in everyday life? Number 1, observe instead of reacting. When facing a difficult situation, resist the urge to react immediately. Pause, observe. Watch your emotions rise like clouds drifting across the sky. Don't grasp them, don't push them away. Simply witness them. In doing so, you're no longer a victim of your emotions, but a calm observer. Number 2, loosen your attachment to outcomes. It's fine to have goals, to hold dreams in your heart, but release the tight grip on how things must turn out. Do what needs to be done with full sincerity, then let go and allow the results to unfold naturally. Success or failure, gain or loss, they are all gifts of the greater flow, not measures of your worth. Number 3, trust the perfect timing of nature. When you plant a seed in the soil, you don't need to stand over it, worrying every second. You nurture the earth, you water it, and you trust that spring will come. In the same way, when we live in harmony with nature and Tao, life arranges the right things at the right time, in the right way, effortlessly. Number 4, act from a place of ease. Work like an artist painting at sunset, not striving for fame, not fearing failure, but simply allowing the creative flow to pour through each brushstroke. When you act from a state of ease and openness, everything you do becomes part of the greater dance of the universe. Success arrives not because you forced it, but because you became one with the flow that was carrying you all along. Conclusion: in life, we can learn to do a little less and trust a little more. Less control, less striving, less worrying, and more openness to the miraculous rhythm of the universe unfolding around us. We don't have to push and pull to make everything happen our way. We simply need to listen, to align ourselves, and to move as part of the natural current. As Lao Tzu taught, Wu Wei, yet nothing is left undone. Non-action, yet nothing remains undone. And as Confucius once marveled, heaven says nothing, yet the 4 seasons follow their course. All things grow and thrive. Heaven says nothing at all. No noise, no rushing, no fighting, and yet everything moves forward in its own perfect way. When we learn to let go, when we stop struggling against the flow of life, when we open our hearts and trust the vast river carrying us, then success, happiness, and peace naturally arrive, just as flowers bloom in their season without needing to be forced. Let life move through you, gently, effortlessly, like the breath of the earth itself.